and Calum is about to go live online. Catch All Out monster hit music, All Out celebrity interviews, All Out showbiz and sports news, All Out fun, an exclusive on the Monster. Catch the stream on the Monster Facebook page at RX931, the Monster YouTube channel at RX931, and twitch.tv/MonsterRX931. Your All Out hosts, Rico Robles and Kayla Rivera. Stand by and enjoy the program.
Hey, how you guys doing? This is another Monster exclusive interview. We hope you guys are having a great day. I mean, when it comes to chasing the dream, yeah, y'all gotta put it all in and just work on the talent and let's just say make it happen. This man did it. He's already in his sophomore album, on the world tour, a bunch of awards in store, but we want to know the humble beginnings as well. Ladies and gentlemen, he charted as well on the Monster charts on the Count of Top 7, hosted by Hazel Hottie, the one and only Mitch James. Hey, Mitch.
Hey, Rico. Thank you so much for having me, brother.
Hey, my man. You know, it's been quite a minute. I know you're on tour, and thank you for taking time to be in the Philippines. How you been? How's everything going?
Great, man. I've been great. It's been a very intense touring schedule, but look, I'm very, very happy and grateful to be in the Philippines. It's been a country on my list for a very, very long time. So it's great to be here with all the Filipino fans, and yeah, I'm just very grateful.
You know, when it comes to like visiting different countries, right? I mean, I know it's your first time here.
Yes.
Do you ever do research? Do people always like message you if you put it online? I won't be in this country. Do they go, okay, Philippines, try this, try that?
Yeah. No, I've noticed that especially the Filipino fans are very, very passionate, and yeah, I myself look into every country that I go to and make sure I know what I'm in for. But yeah, I've been blown away so far.
And you know, the journey, of course, of your music, this is something that a lot of people could serve as a blueprint for when it comes to, you know, to making it happen. Now, before all the streams, the 600 million, 200 million, the numbers went all off the charts. I mean, it all started at what age for you?
Well, I think it probably started as a whole when I was about 13, 14 years old. I just picked up the guitar and started teaching myself a few chords, and I never really thought too much of it. And then I went to an Ed Sheeran concert when I would have been about 16 years old. And I remember him leaving the stage and thinking, man, like, if that dude can do it, I think I can as well. And so I basically, it properly started, I would say, when I was about 16 and I walked out of that Ed concert.
And when it came to it, I mean, you walked out of the concert, see this man with his guitar in a whole stadium. It's like, that's some power that he got there. You know what I mean? That's a Freddie Mercury level when it comes to controlling the crowd and everything. What was it about it that attracted you to pursuing it?
I think just seeing a guy, you know, like a very everyday guy with a superpower in his hand and at his feet with his loop pedal. And, you know, he comes across, and when I got to meet him later on, it rung true, but he just came across as not much ego, very down to earth sort of guy. And I thought, you know, at that stage, I thought you had to be some big showman to ever make it anywhere in music. But I think Ed sort of crushed that stereotype for me in my head. And I thought, well, man, if this ginger guy from Suffolk can do it, why can't a guy from little old New Zealand do it? So he really gave me that belief. And yeah, it was like a superpower that he had. And if you met him on the street, you wouldn't know.
He'd be like, he's probably just a lookalike, right? No security, nothing. I mean, when he was in Manila, he went here a couple of times. He would just be hanging out at a bar, and people were like, oh, that's Ed. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He's very low-key indeed. And with you realizing that when you got out of the show, what was the first thing you did? I mean, can you walk us through? Did you go home and you're like, all right, pen and paper, learn a guitar, go on YouTube, you know?
Honestly,
how was
Rico,
it?
Pretty much, man. Pretty much. I remember going home, picking up the guitar, playing some songs, and around then is when I would have wrote my first song as well. And I think it all just started from there, and just that belief just started to grow from there. And I basically just copied his blueprint, and I'm sure we'll get into it. But I read about his story and what he did to sort of climb the ranks, and it really inspired me. And I just basically did exactly what he did, and went over to London and did all of that. And yeah, it was. I think after that, I was a big baseball player, and I represented my country in numerous age groups for baseball, and that was my original dream. But it was at a stage where the dreams were into crossing each other, and I was at a crossroads, and so I decided from that moment that I think music was going to be my thing that I chased.
I mean, when it came to making the music, was that with the baseball? You know how it is. You go to training camp. There's a spring training camp, and then you would go to competitions. Was that the same method, the same approach you did to music? That I'm gonna start, workouts of it, writing exercises, guitar exercises, and everything. Then work towards writing a song.
100%, man. I think if you want to be, I think sport really taught me preparation, and I always felt like what was going to make me succeed in music was the fact that I was more methodical and I worked harder than everyone, and that's what got me here is the fact that I was willing to make sacrifices that other people weren't willing to make. And so, sport definitely taught me that method for sure.
And with the writing of the music, now releasing it, I mean, who was the first audience that you've had, and how was your first show? I mean, you thought of it, okay, 16, all right, I'm gonna be in this Coliseum, I'm be in this arena soon. This is gonna make it happen. You're gonna have a board, of course. You gotta have a vision board, make it happen. You gotta have your work ethic and everything.
Yeah.
But how was your first show like?
Yeah, so I mean, there was a few first shows, to be honest. My first live experience, I remember I was drinking with a few friends when I was young, and it was like a Saturday night, and music was always very personal for me. Like, I didn't want to let anyone into that vulnerable space, and so after a few drinks, I felt the confidence, barely the confidence to play in front of a few friends that were girls and a few of my guy friends as well, and I wouldn't have been that great, but that was my first experience, and it was just so nerve-wracking. And then my second first experience would have been my first open mic night for playing for people that I didn't know. And I remember it like it was yesterday. There would have been maybe only 15 people there, but it felt like there was 15,000. It was just so nerve-wracking. But I figured after that experience, like maybe it's kind of just all in my head, because the feedback I got was great, and everything was pretty good for a first time. And then my other first experience was my first ever headline show, and there would have been about 100 people there, and it was, again, just extremely nerve-wracking and a very novel and new experience. And so, I mean, I feel like once you get the first ones out of the way at every single level, like I've had the privilege of playing, my first arena show, and I co-headlined an arena show back home, but I've also opened for people at stadiums as well. And so the more you get up, I think the more you start to just have that belief in yourself. And now I'm hundreds and hundreds of shows, and it's my passion and what I love to do, and I can't wait to get out there now. And I think you just build up that belief over time within yourself, and that's the most important belief to have, because when you're on stage, it's all about energy. And so if you believe in yourself, I think chances are the people in front of you are going to believe in you as well. But you have to earn that belief in yourself before you can get it from everyone else.
So it's more like imagining it's my birthday today. Y'all are just here at the party. I'm in my zone.
Yeah,
but how do you, I mean, I think the most nerve-wracking one for me is an open mic. It's more of like a free-flowing thing. people just come and go. They would probably see like a singer, a comedian. It's an audience that's an unpredictable audience when it comes to an open mic, right? And how does one prepare for that?
Yeah, I mean, I would have just been playing covers back then. I would have been too scared to play my own stuff. But yeah, it was just very nerve-wracking. And I'd see other artists get up there and perform, and that voice in my head would say like, man, they're better than you, and I don't know, I've always had to battle with that. And like I said, I think just time after time you keep going up there and proving it to yourself, that voice starts to fade and the belief starts to rise. But yeah, they are quite unpredictable crowds, but I was lucky that I never had a negative, very negative experience.
Well, one of them is actually the experience that is not negative. It's actually you getting nominated and then winning awards. So let's talk about first when you found out you were nominated. MTV European Award for Best New Zealand Act when you won it. I mean, can you walk us through how was that experience?
Yeah, I mean, MTV, I still haven't got my award. That was 3.5 years ago. I'm still waiting. No, it was an amazing experience. Again, just very humbling to be recognized. Because in my head, I'm always that kid with the guitar on the street, and so to be nominated for various awards and to win a few is, I mean, it's not what I do it for, but it's a very gratifying experience. And I always have to pinch myself with every accolade that comes, because I think in some ways I always like to keep myself in that mental space of humility and being humble and not, reading my press too much. But, it's always a very nice feeling to be recognized and to know that people care and feel stuff from my music, because that's why I do it at the end of the day, is to make people feel good.
And we thank you. We thank you for that, for making sure, getting the music. I think it's the true purpose. It's all about finding purpose in life, right? And this is it. At 16, you found the enlightenment and you kept on carrying it through, through the years. Now for you, I mean, Mitch, when doors weren't opening, what was that advice that someone gave you, or maybe you, what were the words you lived by that kept you pursuing? That you're like, nah, you ain't closing the door on me. I'm gonna go through that window and I'm gonna keep on going.
Yeah, Rico, brother. I don't know. I just have this. I have this drive. I don't know where it comes from. I just don't give up. And I think I felt like the feeling that I get from playing music on stage is the best feeling I could ever fathom. So I want to do that at all costs. And so I feel like I'm willing to make sacrifices that maybe some other people aren't. There's a lot of sacrifices you have to make in this game to be successful. But I think all of that that motivation comes internally, and I don't know where it's from, but I just gotta, I don't know, I maybe it's God, I don't know. I gotta be grateful and just be thankful that I'm sometimes a bit of a psycho.
But you have to be that obsessed with something. You have to be that, in that level to actually go with the streams. Now, when the numbers started going up, what was that feeling? When people were responding to the songs in the first album, how was everything? How did you celebrate when it was time to celebrate?
It was disbelief at first. I remember with my first song, I set a goal of like, if this song gets 100,000 streams, I would be extremely, extremely happy. And now that song's got like 25 million or something. And it was just like, whoa, like it's hard to fathom, once it gets to those kind of numbers. It's, I used to just trying to picture what 25 million people out in front of me would look like. And when you can somewhat quantify that, it brings home the reality that man, this is a lot bigger than you can even fathom. And it's just gratitude, it was disbelief that turned into gratitude. And to be honest, like I should probably celebrate more. Like I haven't really celebrated much of my wins because I've always been on to the next thing.
On the grind, right?
Yeah, but that's something I probably need to work on, because what's life without celebrating things? But yeah, man, it's just been crazy and hard to believe at times. But I'm so grateful for it, man, and I really, long may it continue, because I just want to. I used to be obsessed with the numbers back in the day, and then I had a couple singles that didn't do as well as I wanted to in between albums, and I kind of made the switch mentally of going, it's not about the numbers for me anymore. It's about trying to affect as many people positively as I can, and if the numbers keep going that way, then God bless. Like it's great for me and great for everyone else, but as long as I'm having that positive effect on people, that's what my mission statement is now.
And it's funny when you stop worrying about the numbers, then it starts to go in the better way. You'd be like,
Yeah,
there you go, there you go. Now,
Yeah.
November is going to be something big for you, sophomore album. Tell us about it. And also, of course, you have a show in Manila, or is it just more of a press junket for you?
No, we have a show tonight at the New Frontier Theatre with Calum Scott, which is amazing. Yeah, but I wish we got more time in Manila, to be honest, because like I've said, man, the people have been so amazing so far and so passionate and kind, and yeah, I'm just very excited to come back and do my own shows and get to spend a bit of time on the Pinoy beaches, which I've heard are incredible. So yeah, man, I'm very grateful to be here, and yeah, just cannot wait to come back.
I wish I had more time with you, man. People are already messaging me going, you got 2 minutes, you got 1 minute. But
No, we're good.
You know what I'm saying? But I can't wait to see you. I think I will be at the Calum Scott show later to check you
Amazing.
out. You know what I'm saying? But man, I mean, the journey from a one-way airfare ticket to just like, I'm turning back, to watching Ed Sheeran at 16, now sharing a stage with him, opening for him. I mean, before we let you go, before you got to do more press stuff. I mean, what is that something that just keeps you going when it comes to your career? And if you weren't a singer, if you weren't a hit maker, what is it that's something that you'll be doing?
Yeah, I think to answer your first question, I think I've always been a dreamer, and I've always believed that I could have an impact on the world. And when I was saying to someone earlier, there's two voices in your head. There's the voices that's telling you can do it, and then there's the voice that's telling you can't. And whichever voice is louder is always going to win. And I feel like too many people let that negative voice win. So I always just try and let that positive belief take over. And I've just always believed that I have a good heart, and that I can make a positive impact in the world, and that's what I let drive me every single day. And to get up out of bed and knowing that this is my job, it's a blessing. It truly is. And to answer your second question, I've always wanted my first sort of dream job was being a sports commentator.
Okay.
Yeah, so maybe one day when I hang the guitar up, I might commentate some rugby games or some other sports. But yeah, until then, I'll be singing about my feelings.
Okay, well, that's what I do, commentating sports. And
Yes.
It's very, very much exciting. And hey, Mitch, thank you, man. Of course, on the Monster, your song charted on Countdown Top 7. You have any
Amazing.
message to all to all your fans here in the Philippines?
Salamat, thank you so much. I am so grateful for the support and the love, and I feel like I'm just getting started here in the Philippines. So I cannot wait to come back. And thank you so much for showing so much love and being such beautiful people. To all my Pinoy Filipino fans, salamat, and I cannot wait to see you soon. So much love. Thank you so much.
Mitch, thank you very much for the inspiration. Thank you for making your dream happen, because that alone will empower so many people and will continue to empower so many people. And when you drop your sophomore album in November, please do come back. Have a full show.
I would love to, Rico.
You know what I mean? All right,
well,
let me go grab.
People love it tonight, and we can come back and do our own show. I'll get to come back in person, give you a little cuddle, and we'll be all good, brother.
Hey, and we go grab a beer. Till
Yeah,
then.
man.
All
Sounds
right.
good.
You take care. Thank you very much. And you have a great day. And we'll see you at the show tonight with Calum Scott.
Been an
All
absolute
right?
pleasure, Rico. Thank you,
All
my
right.
man.
Take care,
Peace,
my
brother.
man. Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for Mitch James. There you have it. Another monster exclusive interview for making your dream happen. Go after it. Take that one-way ticket. Why? Because that's what life is all about. Putting it all out there and making sure you live an awesome one, man. Until then, once again, my name is Chico Robles. In behalf of Caleb Rivera, we hope you have a great day. This has been another Monster exclusive interview.
Monster exclusive interview. Monster exclusive interview. Only from Manila's hottest. Monster RX 93.1.